Well, hello again. I apologize. Time got away from me. It's been a little while. So today's footage is from around the 4th of July when we decided it was time to go out and pick some cherries. And we've actually discovered that these are actually choke cherries, is what we have a lot of. We do have a couple of cherry trees, wild cherry trees out here, but most of them are choke cherries, which is okay because they are amazingly delicious, which was actually kind of a surprise. Um, but the problem is they're super tall, and you can see little clusters of them here. Um, so we were using the tractor to get as high as we can. And yeah.
So this is a do as I say, not as I do. This is one of those non-OSHA approved safety things that you shouldn't do. But we're taking advantage of the tractors and its height to get as many cherries as we can this year, because the last couple of years we've just not been able to get very many. This is our camping area that we're working on developing. So I've got a few spots like right here that's mostly level and I need to finish leveling. And like right here, this is a big one for a big like family-sized tent. And there's another spot back here that's been leveled. There's another spot here and there's one here. And there's two more up here. It's a little overrun with weeds this year because we've just been too busy to focus on this. But super shady and super nice, as long as we still have our ash trees at least. But we definitely need to try and prune the cherry trees. The challenge that we face with them is they compete with the ash trees and then end up falling over. So like this is a cherry tree here, and you can see it's already starting to lean, and it's way up there. It's almost as tall as the ash trees already, and then they just fall over because they don't have the root base to get that tall. It's super sad and frustrating. Oh look, there's another little cherry with tons of ground level cherries that we can reach, and they're super ripe. It's the weekend after the 4th of July, and like I don't know if I can I zoom? Nope, not while I'm recording cat video, so yeah, it's not gonna show that, but they're super dark, super ripe. So we'll see what we can get.
So the plan is that since we are anticipating that this is going to be something we do every year, I will actually be either building or buying a basket for the So since we're anticipating that this will actually be a regular thing that we'll need to use the tractor for harvesting, we're actually going to be buying or potentially building a basket of some form that we can use. For now, I'm taking advantage of the tractor's weight and the backhoe stabilizers and even the backhoe itself, just when I feel like we need to have that extra stability. That backhoe gives us quite a bit of flexibility there. But you can see here, there's hundreds of them. We ended up spending about 2 hours, I think, 2 or 3 hours. And you can see here, they're just I mean, for a choke cherry, they're massive. And it might be that they're actually just a wild variant of Washington the Rainier cherries. I don't know, but we also have a gooseberry that we were surprised to find in here, and this is about the time of year when it also is ripe, and so we got a bunch of gooseberries. And contrary to what so many people seem to think, gooseberries are not ripe when they're green. They're actually really, really, really tart when they're green. The downside to gooseberries, they've got thorns, really big thorns. They like to stab things. I got stabbed quite a few times. Emily actually had a little mishap. She stumbled and lost about half of the harvest of gooseberries. So hopefully those will be new gooseberries next year. But they stab pretty hard when they stab. So it is what it is. It was actually right after I took this picture. Emily took a step backwards and missed the, I guess, branch or log or something that she was stepping on, and she was okay, no injuries other than losing the gooseberries. This is a service berry that we found, and it turns out we apparently have some rust blight, I think is what it was called. So we were a little disappointed to find that, but I guess it's a normal fungal thing around here because of the moisture, and we've had a super wet spring. I mean, it's actually technically a normal spring for us. Last couple of them have been super abnormally hot, like record-breakingly hot. So anyway, here's one of the buckets of harvest. You can see the different types. The dark ones are the choke cherries. The reddish orangish ones are I think they are actually cherries. While we were driving around though, there was a spot that had a couple of rocks sticking up out of the ground, and I figured they were big enough to harvest, so that turned out to be a really nice score of rocks. And we actually found a few of the native blackberries that were surprisingly ripening right now. These are called trailing blackberries, I think is the official name of them. They are a ground crawling blackberry instead of a upright cane crawling berry, but they don't have the ability to compete with the Himalayan blackberries. So we ended up just throwing all of that together and juicing it, and Emily was joking about that she was making them bleed because of all the different juices. Once we got everything juiced with the steam juicer, then we took the pulp and actually separated out the pits and kept that pulp to be able to use for a thick nectar. And we ended up making some barbecue sauce and nectar. We ended up with 5 pints each of 2 different flavors of barbecue sauce, and then 7 quarts of the nectar juice. And it was definitely a late, long day, but it was very well worth it, and it actually reminded me how much I miss being able to can and preserve. We haven't really done that because we haven't had any place to do so. But we've got our little entertaining pavilion area built up enough that we were able to actually start working on that. So it was super exciting to be able to actually harvest stuff from our property and be able to put that up and preserve it so we can make things with it again. We look forward to continuing that as we continue to get more and more developed. But that'll be it for today. So as always, thank you for watching. God bless you and yours, and stay safe out there.